Alright, we should be live. What do you want to talk about today?
I don't know. I was excited that it was about to be spring and then...
Yeah, now it's snowing again.
Now it's not.
Yeah, everything's freezing. It's not a good day.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I've been dealing with sub pump issues. That's why we didn't go live this afternoon. And yeah, it's never ending. The issue is that where the sub pump is heated, and then it shoots it outside, and everything outside is frozen. So I'm constantly swapping out hoses, and then I take the frozen hose and I put it in the bathtub so that it can thaw out. And it's just a never-ending struggle. It's just I'm constantly swapping out hoses, and then the sub pump gets backed up because it's trying to release the water, but because the hose outside is frozen, it can't. So it just builds up pressure. So then you unhook the one hose and it just sprays everywhere and soaks everything.
Even you.
Yeah, especially me. Yeah, it's not very fun.
Oh.
So, well, what?
I don't know. What were you saying?
I don't really have anything planned for this live. It's I don't know. It's one of those things where I don't know. I appreciate the tools that I have, you know, because it's the tools that have made me able to deal with this situation.
Yeah.
And I don't know. There's a lot that I've learned from having to deal with this.
From the sump pump?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, definitely need more garden hoses.
Yeah, we need lots more garden hoses. Luckily, we can use our garden hoses. There's some sub pumps that, you know, you have to use the designated thing, the designated hoses that are made for it.
Yeah.
But ours is plumbed up so that we can just use garden hoses, which has been a lifesaver.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I don't know. What do I have here? I usually have stuff. Book recommendations. I have Wilderness Safety Skills. This is a little kid's book. And so it's got like a plastic on it to keep it waterproof. And then it zips open and closed. And then on the inside it's got flashcards, which is really cool. So on the one side I have stuff that we can find, like mosquitoes and ticks and black flies and moose and mountain lions and different things that we come in contact with. Excellent, yeah. And then on the other side is like snakes and stuff from down south, lizards and stuff we don't deal with. So I keep those on the opposite side. But yeah, this book is pretty awesome. It's for little kids, but it's got a lot of information in here that it's good pictures. It's easy to read. You can read it quick because it's so easy. Yeah, I like it.
It's got a lot of basic information, so especially when you're just starting out, it's really good. Like you saw the shelter info and stuff, so it makes it easy to remember.
Yeah. Yeah, I like the flashcards. Because yeah, you got like the poison oak, poison ivy, and poison sumac, and then on the back it tells you all about them, so you can study the flashcards. Hey, MD.
Yeah, the flashcards are really cool.
I like the black bear, and then it tells you all about it in the back. So yeah, it's an easy way to learn how to identify things that need to be identified. You know, you don't want to be in a situation where you're staring at a mountain lion and you don't know if it's dangerous or anything. Especially for the little kids. Like I said, it is a little kid book, but there's a lot of knowledge in here. And then the other book that I'm looking at is the Survival Handbook. And again, this one has a lot of really big pictures. So this one has big pictures. So another really easy read.
I haven't read that one.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm working on right now. I'm trying to find books that are easy to read but still have a lot of really good information. So there'll be a video on that sometime soon. The chair and the mic, yeah. It's they're cheap. They're very inexpensive. This one has a vibrating cushion that you plug into the USB that doesn't work. And then the shock mount so that you can raise and lower it. That doesn't work either. And so I got PVC holding it up, and yeah, it's very inexpensive. And then this whole mic setup. So the microphone, the shock mount, the pop filter, and this arm, the phantom power, all of it is under $50. It's like $45, I think. So it's very inexpensive.
Makes me feel like a radio DJ.
Yeah. It's very inexpensive. I think I have it in the store. I have it listed on the things that I use, if I remember correctly.
I don't know. Mostly, we're just done with winter here, but it's not done with us.
Yeah.
No, it's snowing still where you guys are. We had like a really good, probably week and a half where everything was melting.
Talking the mic.
We had like a really good week and a half where like everything was melting, and then now on my way home from work this morning it was snowing.
From the UK. Yeah, snowing and freezing. And if you follow me on Instagram, or I posted it in the community tab, the hose, I have it in a tree, because if I put it on the ground it freezes a lot faster, so I have to put it up in a tree so that the sun can get at it and bake it, and then I'm not changing them out as often. There's that microphone, $48. This is everything that I use for the channel. Yeah, $48, and you get all the wiring, all the everything. I'm not good at going live, so I'm not that invested into it, but yeah, it's very inexpensive. Plus it's older too. Spring in the UK. You're lucky. Yeah. Feels like we still got lots of snow outside. Mm-hmm. I plan on doing a video outside tomorrow, and yeah, there's still snow everywhere. So
where there's not, there's just huge mud puddles.
Yeah, mud everywhere. Yeah, that's another thing, because everything, it freezes, so then everything is ice, and then during the day it melts and it fills in all those little nooks and crannies and everything, and then it it accumulates, and then it melts, and you just have like this mud it's unreal mud.
The mud wouldn't bother me so much, except for our driveway's dirt.
Yeah.
So now that's mud. Is it sunny in the UK? You always hear about it being all cloudy.
Yeah, that's what we've been dealing with. We've been dealing with lots of rain and freezing and snow, and yeah, that's why I don't have a lot planned for this live.
We have a new little park that's near us, actually. Like, it's not a state park or anything, but it's supposed to be a really nice park. It's this family that bought a bunch of land and made it basically like a nature reserve or whatever. And we've been dying to get out there, but the snow's been so deep, and we don't have like snowshoes or anything.
Yeah.
The puppy's dying to get out there. She is ready to run. She's sick of being cooped up.
Yeah. Yeah, the issue is that it's, well, one, we had all that snow. The snow was taller than we were. Mm-hmm. And then now it's just mud. It's just caked in mud. So it's not the best for hiking around. Well, what are you guys up to? I don't really have much to talk about. I got my books. That's all I have here. I just cleaned up everything so that me and Caroline could both fit in the shot. Rain. Yeah. See, I think we're forecast to have rain and snow mix. Check the weather. Yeah. Just cold and rainy.
Yeah. Clouds.
Because I see 35, but then at night it gets down to 27, and so everything freezes. And then tomorrow, 42, everything's gonna melt and soak into the ground. So then the sub pump's gonna go crazy, and then 29 at night it's gonna freeze, and it's gonna be like that all week long, except for maybe Thursday. Maybe I'll finally get a break at the end of the week. Next weekend, maybe I won't have to worry about it anymore.
Like the first day that it's 64, it's raining.
Yeah, the first nice day. Yeah.
Hello, Oklahoma.
Yeah, the mud. Mud everywhere. Mud, snow, and ice. That's all we have too.
Yeah, we haven't gone shooting yet either this year. Do you have a indoor range? Well, I suppose it's an outdoor range if you're talking about how muddy it is.
Yeah. Sunny and 50. That'd be so nice.
Mm-hmm. When it hit 32 degrees, everyone was in shorts and just losing their mind. They were so happy.
Yeah. Well, most of our winter was below zero. We had like a month straight where it was below zero every day. Mm-hmm. The high was below zero. And it was a very, very cold and snowy winter.
Yeah, we didn't really get anything until like the end of December either. Mm-hmm. Like there was like light dusting, and then all of a sudden we just kept getting hammered. They actually shut down school like I don't even know how many times.
A lot of times.
February, the kids pretty much didn't have school more than they had school.
Yeah. Yeah, the month of February, they missed more days than they actually went to school. And then usually the school, they have school days set aside, like snow days that are set aside. And then if you go past that, then then you have to make them up at the end of the year. Well, this year they've missed so many days of snow, or so many snow days, that they will have to go a whole month of school almost. So they're thinking about just forgiving them and just like, you know what, we'll add a couple more days to finish the curriculum, but.
Well, they took a couple days off of spring break. Like they shortened spring break so that spring break's not as long, and they added just a couple at the end of the year.
Yeah.
But
they still have lots of school to make up. Yeah. They don't know what to do with it.
Yeah, they're just gonna let it go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so all the kids are excited about that because they missed a lot of school. Mm. And to not have to make it up in the summer is crazy. Because I remember when I was going to school, we would always meet our snow days, and then we would have 1 or 2 that we'd have to make up at the end of the year. And this year is just ridiculous. There are times too where you don't have snow days, and so then you get days off at the end of the year. You get like 4 or 5. You get like almost a week off at the end of the year if you don't have any snow days. So that's pretty sweet as well.
That never happened in my district.
Yeah. What do we got? Man, 50. I can't wait to see 50.
I'm excited for that. I haven't done wild camping, but
Yeah. We should be this summer.
mm-hmm.
If everything works out, we should this summer. We went to that secret spot. We vlogged that spot. And that's on state land. And so we should be able to hike out and find a nice little spot and just camp out for a while there.
Are there more places to wild camp? Or do you have more like parks where there's a bunch of people?
Coldest was about 9 degrees. Yeah, we get a little bit colder than that here in Minnesota.
The coolest I ever had for this winter was like -42, felt like -68, I think was the screenshot. I don't know, I saved it because
it was cold.
Yeah.
Things are freezing solid. Yeah, it was an interesting winter this winter. There was places, there was like restaurants, I guess. They're not really stores, but restaurants that whatever the real temperature was, so however far below zero it was, so like -48 degrees, they would give you 48% off your meal.
If you actually came out, because they had a slow year.
Yeah, it was super slow in the restaurants because no one wanted to leave the house. So yeah, it'd be like -30 and you would get 30% off your meal.
It's just funny because I work at a retailer and it's like the complete opposite. It's like when people should not be out, they're there.
Yeah.
And it's like so busy.
No. Yeah, it was an insane winter.
Yeah.
I got footage of Caroline shoveling, and you can't see her really. The snow is even with her head, and she's trying to shovel and throw it up way over her head. Yeah, it was rough. What else have we been working on?
We have that park we want to go look at.
Yeah. We got all that new stuff that we got to test out. I did a video on that.
I got a new backpack.
Yeah, Caroline got a new backpack.
I have been without like my own personal pack for like a little over a year now because my sternum strap broke and that one just wore out. So
she had a High Sierra that she used way more than her price point should have made her use it.
Yeah. And
it was just falling apart on her.
Yeah, it was done. So actually found it at REI and got it like the new pack that I got, and it was super inexpensive. I couldn't say no.
No.
So now I can stop using his super old Bear Grylls pack.
Yeah. The Bear Grylls backpack. That thing isn't very good either. That thing's falling apart too. Yeah. The coldest I've ever camped. I don't know how the coldest I've ever camped. The thing is like I've slept in like super cold temperatures in the backyard, but when it comes to actually going out camping, I think it was like -7. But I think I did a review. How cold did it get when I was sleeping on that T&H outdoor sleeping pad?
I don't remember.
I don't remember either. It was cold. But when it gets that cold, I like to just test my gear in the backyard. It's hard to even start vehicles and stuff, and so to trust that the Jeep will start in the morning is a risk in itself.
I pretty much do not camp unless the night temperature is going to be over 50 degrees. Like, that's my hard limit, and I don't really like sleeping out there when it's 50 degrees. I don't like the cold.
She doesn't like the cold. I prefer the cold.
So you can get permission? Are people, like, willing to give you permission to sleep on, like, to camp?
Because no one here gives anyone permission.
Yeah.
Unless you're a family friend and you've known them forever.
Yeah.
Like, no one's willing to just let you hang out. Yeah.
You said you were from Oklahoma. Do you guys get tornadoes during the winter still? I know Alabama had those ones recently.
Mm-hmm.
I have a friend down there, and she was just like an hour away from all of those.
Yeah, and all the flooding in Alabama too.
That was Nebraska.
No, yeah.
Nebraska's where all the flooding's really bad. Like, if you guys haven't seen pictures of Nebraska right now, that is devastation.
More on no bark.
I don't know what Academy is. I haven't heard of that. Are they online too?
Yeah. See, there's a lot of people that don't give permission for anything. There's state land though, and that's so the state, Minnesota, owns it, and so you can go and you can do whatever you want on that land, but it's public. And so if you set up a camp, right, and it's abandoned for more than 24 hours, it's public. Like, anybody can have it. So there's like deer stands. People will set up a deer stand because you can hunt and you can use the land however you want. So they'll set up a deer stand and then they'll leave, and then they'll come back the next morning to go hunting, and their deer stand will be gone because people will just take it because it's public land at that point.
Yeah, I've never heard of them. They must not be up in Minnesota, like near us. So, like, Dunham's is a half an hour away, and they have like nothing anymore. And if they do, it's super expensive. Yeah. And then,
Fleet Farm.
Yeah.
But they don't have much either.
If you go, yeah, and then like an hour and a half away is Shields, which is really more like basketball and football and golf. Like, they have hiking shoes, and they have some packs. Like, I guess they have some hiking stuff, but, you know, stuff we already have pretty much, and that we got for way cheaper. And there's Cabela's, and then if you go like over 2 hours away, probably like 2.5 to 3, then you can find like REI, which is where I've found the best deals besides Amazon.
Yeah. So we get a lot of our stuff from Amazon just because it's so much cheaper, and there's more of a selection because we don't have any military surplus anywhere near us. And the close, because even Cabela's is more hunting. It's hard to find stuff that isn't camo at Cabela's. And so to get like camping gear, Amazon has the best selection and the most amount of stuff.
And it's convenient because you don't have to spend 6 hours in a car.
Yeah. Driving all the way there and then hanging out and then driving all the way back.
Yeah.
It gets really expensive too. once you add up the gas, and then you got to go out to eat, and you got a whole day invested in going and looking at backpacks.
Mm-hmm.
It's just not worth it most of the time. Yeah, I don't know. You would think, because Minnesota is the land of 10,000 lakes, and there's state land and there's resorts everywhere, but everybody likes to stay in the cabins. They don't really like to camp. So a lot of the money is made through RV places and cabins. So there isn't much of camping anything around here.
Yeah. I've just really started even looking at surplus stuff when we got that MRE.
Mm-hmm.
That was actually really good. It tasted
super
more
good.
like a roast. I didn't know that MREs were actually gonna be good.
Yeah.
So, well, I mean, we only had the one, but it was beef stew, and I was really not sure about that.
Okay, watch their audio bar.
I don't. Oh, okay.
But yeah, we got more MREs.
Yeah.
They're super good.
Went and got more, so I ordered more. Whatever.
Yeah, the beef stew. Well, she's not a fan of beef stew either.
No.
She doesn't like it. And then to have it that good, it was crazy. Academy does have an online store.
I'll have to look at that and check it out.
Mm-hmm.
See what we can find.
Yeah. You know, because like I said, we do all our shopping for camping gear. That's why I own so much stuff. I don't have any friends that I can borrow stuff from, and there's nowhere where I can go and see this stuff. So you either have to buy it and use it, or just I don't have access like a lot of other people do.
Yeah, it's nice part about camping. I was telling one of my friends about it because he was like, no, like camping sounds terrible. Why would you do that? You can just go and get a hotel. And I was like, well, I mean, there's a lot of things that you can hike out and see that you can't get to by a car. And I was telling him about our one trip to George H. Manitou State Park, because you have to hike out. There's no way to drive out to that waterfall. So you have to hike out at least 2 miles to see the waterfalls. And he was like, oh, I never thought about it like that. And he actually went camping later that year. I mean, he was on a trip out in California when he did it, but
yeah. Let's turn this off. Yeah, because that's the best part about it. Because like when we were at that park, we had hiked in, I don't know, like a mile and a half, and we were camping out there, and then it was another, I think it was a mile and a half. Wasn't our site halfway point?
no, because they're both along the river, so then you had to go backtrack and go up.
So we hiked in, and then because that's where we were staying, it cut our hike in half to see the waterfalls and everything. Mm-hmm. And it was pretty. It was a really fun trip.
It even has a site like right on the waterfall, but
having everything, getting the reservations for those sites though is almost impossible because everybody knows it's there. See, that's the thing with state parks too. Everybody knows the state parks. Like we went to Itasca, and you have to put reservations so far in advance just to get a decent spot. And then there's other spots where people are booked like years in advance. Like they go there every year, so they just reserved it for the next 2 or 3 years, however long they were allowed to.
The hiking spots are usually still available.
Yeah, some of them.
Most of them.
The camping drive-in ones are
always
gone. You can't you almost can't drive into Itasca unless you plan so far ahead.
Yeah.
And then when you got like the 4th of July and all those summer holidays, you might as well just forget about it. Unless you planned a year in advance.
It's the one good thing about working retail is I don't have those holidays off to try to do something and get denied anyways.
Yeah.
Because I'm working.
Yeah. But then we like the weekend after though is always really good. You know, the weekend after the 4th of July is always like one of the best weekends because nobody's out.
Yeah.
You know, everybody went out the weekend before, so we were able to kind of go wherever we want.
Mm-hmm.
Scarce.
Yeah.
But yeah, I suppose I should put the chat back up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, see there's lakes everywhere. I mean, downtown Alexandria has lakes in it, right next to the stores and everything.
Yeah.
And so you can camp anywhere and you'll be on a lake. Like there's no state land that doesn't have multiple lakes on it. The British MREs, we're gonna have to look into that.
Yeah. And do the British ones have like every... Oh yeah, that's bedtime.
Alright. You have a good night. See you on the next one.
I'm gonna have to watch that.
Cast iron?
Yeah. I've never cooked on cast iron, but I'm super interested in cooking on cast iron. I just don't really know how to take care of it.
Yeah. It's so heavy. I don't know. Because I've looked at it, because like Cabela's has cast iron. And like the pans and everything are so heavy. But the Dutch oven, I want to get a Dutch oven.
Mm-hmm.
So we can cook different things in that, where you can put the coals on the top and the bottom.
Everyone seems to love it, so it must be worth the... It seems like a lot of work to take care of, but everyone loves it, so it must be worth it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It might not even be that much work to take care of. I don't
know. I don't even know anybody that has cast iron.
I know people who have cast iron, but it's just like in their regular kitchen.
Yeah, we're gonna have to look into that. We got one of those bear bowls, one of those collapsible pots, or not bowls, but bear pots, whatever they're called, that are folding. So we're gonna see how that works. Now we're gonna collect them.
No, I think it collects the food or the flavor or something like that.
Oh, yeah.
Isn't that why you have to season it? I don't know. I know nothing about cast iron. Okay. I'm with you, Darth.
Yeah. Lazy. See, that's... My channel revolves around comfort, and comfort revolves around lazy. So that's how I like to do things. The easiest, laziest way.
I do love steak.
Yeah. Steak over the open fire is the best. Mm-hmm. Oh. The thing is if you're comfortable, it means you're safe. It means that everything is good, you know. There's no rush, there's no nothing. As long as you're comfortable, that's what it's all about. And then also like her, like making her comfortable when she was first starting out is what made her like doing it more. You know, if I would have put her in a 5-piece kit scenario, she probably wouldn't be into it at all. So it's that comfort that makes you want to keep going, and it's that comfort that gets you willing to learn new things. And to me, it's all about comfort.
I am going to YouTube those later because I also have learned since I got that MRE that I enjoy watching people eat MREs.
Yeah, she's been watching MRE videos all the time now. The crazy Russian hacker.
There's a lot of people like Otto something Dan. He has some, and then there's a 1989 MRE person. I don't know. Yeah, I should really look. We have a state park like right in town, like a half hour away. And they have a ton of classes that we should look into. They had a snowshoeing one this year that I kind of was interested in, but just never made it.
See, I'm the same way. When my whole life, camping was our vacation. Like, I've never. I left the state one time with my friends a long time ago. We did a road trip down to Mississippi. But yeah, I've never left the state. I never, like, growing up, camping was always our vacation. Like, that was our once a year to get away from life. And that's how I like to keep it. I like to keep it as a vacation, a nice relaxing getaway. And you know, I don't like putting all the extra stress. Like, there's all these people that like to do like the $10 store survival challenge. Like, it just sounds like a pain in the butt. If I'm gonna go out and enjoy my time in the woods, I want to enjoy myself.
Mm-hmm.
Arkansas outdoors.
Hey, the crow flies.
How's it going? The crow flies saw the setup and he got it.
Hmm?
Oh, same one he uses now. No.
Oh, I bet it would really make good chili.
No. I know people that have not cast iron but pans that are their chili pans, and they don't cook anything in it but chili. It's their chili pan. No. And I know cast iron holds that flavor. But yeah, I know quite a few people that have chili pans. And if you try to even touch them, they'll get mad at you. Like, what's up my chili pan? We've been doing good. Trying to get through this spring with everything flooding.
Yeah. How about you?
Yeah, it's been crazy, the flooding.
Yeah.
It hasn't been flooding, but it's just those hoses. When those lines freeze, then everything starts backing up, and then it does flood. And so we're constantly swapping out hoses. And like I said, I have a hose in the bathtub right now thawing out that I'm probably going to have to swap out after this live stream. Oh yeah? It's awesome.
Yeah, gotta love those employee discounts. And you get to see the deals.
Mm-hmm. He's got his 3 boys living with him now. The crow flies.
Oh, that's awesome. I bet you're really excited to get out with them.
Yeah. Yeah, see, backpacking. See, a long time ago, I liked driving, car camping, and then hiking out from there, you know. And I thought that was awesome, but she really likes backpacking. She likes hiking out and going somewhere, and so that she can go even further and see the waterfalls and the amazing things. And yeah, so I motivated her into getting into camping, and now she's motivating me into backpacking and going further and further distances.
Mm-hmm. Have a good day trying surviving.
Yeah, have a great night. Dutch ovens can make anything.
Oh, I did not know that at all.
No. Yep, cast iron.
Yeah, we'll have to probably start out with like a smaller pan and use it at home just to see.
Just to figure it out. Yeah. Yeah, I had a guy, he was talking about how, oh, back in the day they did this, and back in the day, and I was like, yeah, but back in the day they had oxen wagon pulling all their stuff. I have to carry everything on my own back. I'm at a severe disadvantage than those old, because they all had horses, had ox and buggies, and like the animals were doing the work for them, where I got to do all the work myself. So
yeah, that could be a challenge, but it's good that you guys got to go out for a couple miles on the trail. Like, even just that is...
Yeah, it's awesome.
It's really good.
So good for you, too, just being out in there and the fresh air and everything. Super good for you. We got about 15 minutes left and our hour's up. We're going to go eat some dinner.
You have me really intrigued about this cast iron.
Yeah. I know a lot of people that like the cast iron stuff. There's a lot of people that have been trying to get me into the cast iron. I just don't know anything about it. Yeah, we're gonna have to look into it. Do you season yours in the oven? Because I see people, they like oil, they take like vegetable oil, they just coat the whole thing just thick, and then they just put it in the oven.
I have no idea.
Yeah, and then it comes out all shiny looking. I don't know. I've seen a lot of rusty cast iron too, though.
I don't know. I've only seen it new. I've never seen it actually.
Yeah, cast iron cooking. Yeah, I don't know. We keep trying new things. We're trying to always learn more. It's kind of the channel's all about comfort and learning more, because I kind of use you guys as a way for me to learn, so like we're talking about cast iron and stuff. So now I know like what to look for and what to do. And so a lot of my videos, I tell you to leave any knowledge or questions in that comment section. A lot of you leave knowledge, and I've learned more being on YouTube than I did watching YouTube.
Oh, you can even recover it once it's been rusted? It's kind of cool. There's so many rules.
I don't do well with rules. That's why I don't like tag videos. I always break the rules.
Yeah, we're gonna have to go look at that Arkansas outdoors. And then we're probably gonna end up with a cast iron pan.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, we will have to pass on whatever we learn.
I'll subscribe to them right now. Arkansas Outdoors. Subscribed. I don't see any cast iron though. I hope
It's
it's
a
the right
public
one.
service channel, so like, I don't think it's
the right one.
No.
I'll show you guys what I'm doing. You gotta help me along here. I can't see the chat and this at the same time.
Oh yeah.
Here, Dutch. Beginners.
That's Hiker Dude. Oh, they set a public service channel. It's not cracked.
We'll go to you.
We usually live stream. Well, we live stream the last Sunday of the month, and usually we live stream at noon.
Yeah, I think we're gonna start doing it later though, because it's nicer doing it later, like 6 o'clock. Because then we can do it together, or we can get things situated. Reseasoning a cast iron skillet. There it is.
We're gonna watch that later.
Yep. Hey, how's it going? Cast iron frying pans are the same. Loves our channel.
Well,
yeah,
you
last
have
Sunday of the month.
You have a good day. The crow flies, and enjoy your time with your boys.
Yeah, have fun.
Yeah. I don't know. We should update what time we're planning on doing it.
Because I upload every Sunday and Thursday at 10, but I can schedule it. And I don't know. See, I don't know. I don't know. I kind of like doing it later.
Yeah.
It's just easier. I don't know. We'll have to discuss it and get back to everybody.
Yeah. Noon is usually the end of my day. So right now is my
start of the day.
Yeah.
Yep.
So.
Yeah. We got 10 more minutes and our hour's up. I didn't have anything planned. I didn't think we would have anything to talk about. You guys keep bringing stuff up. Oh, you guys were talking about bears and snakes earlier. We have gardener snakes, which aren't
and bull snakes.
But I don't know. I rarely see snakes. I've only seen a few my whole life.
Yeah, I feel ya.
Yeah.
That's why it's so hard to get us in a live stream together, because always doing something. One
of us is always doing something. But yeah, the bears though is something we always got to worry about. You always got bears in the back of your mind. I've seen a couple bears, but you hear them running away, or you hear them rustling around more than you see them.
Yeah, we got black bears, and they're not really. I wouldn't call them ferocious. I mean, it's a bear, so like obviously like don't mess with it. But they're scared of people.
Yeah, I don't mind bears. The black bears anyway. I don't. If I know they're around, it's not gonna prevent me from going places or doing things. But you just gotta leave them alone. Bug out videos coming out? I don't know. The thing is I'm more prepared for bugging in, because I live out in the middle of nowhere. And so if the situation gets to a point where I need to bug out, it's a severe situation.
Good night, Pat.
Good night.
Corey's hammock camped, but I have a hammock and I've set it up and I use it in the backyard and just hang out in it and read and whatever, but I have not taken it camping.
No. She likes just relaxing in the hammock. She doesn't like the tarp on top and stuff. She doesn't like setting up the other stuff that goes with hammock camping. You just like sitting in the hammock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, I'm scared of being
hammock camping is very comfortable. It's very, very comfortable, but it's kind of a pain. Like, I like just throwing up my tent and having shelter. I don't like messing with everything.
I definitely need a bug net because I'm telling you, if I wake up and there's a spider in my hammock, no one's having a good day.
Yeah, well, that and the mosquitoes.
Yeah, I care about the mosquitoes, but not as much as the potential of having a spider.
Yeah, it's one of those things where it's comfortable. It's very comfortable. It's, you don't have to worry about the ground being wet. Like, there's a lot of advantages to hammock camping, but to me, tent camping is just a lot easier. I don't have to worry about my suspension. I don't have to worry about my ridge line. I don't have to worry about the bug net or the tarp, or I just throw up my tent. It's all one unit. It's always exactly the same. I don't have to adjust it to the trees, and I don't know. It's just easier and faster for me to tent camp than hammock camp. So
yeah, and you do have to have good trees because you don't want to wreck one. Oh no. Oh, that's too bad. That happened to our neighbor with their pine tree.
No.
Cindy, are you out in California? Those forests this year for weather.
Yeah, it's the craziest weather ever.
We had super unsafe cold temperatures. California has been on fire. Nebraska is flooded. Like Alabama had those insane tornadoes. Like,
crazy year.
Yeah, it's too bad.
And it's just started. Yep.
Oh, you're up in Canada. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I honestly haven't seen anything on the Canadian fires. But stay safe. That's
crazy.
It's intense.
Yep, that is crazy. That's the one thing, because like we have like tornadoes. And again, tornadoes, we don't have to bug out for a tornado. You want to bug in for a tornado. You want to seek shelter, and we have all that figured out. I don't know. Because I try to think of something that could happen, right? Like a tornado, like we're ready for a tornado. And I go through all the things that we could need, all the things that could happen for a tornado. So I don't just plan to bug out just for the sake of planning to bug out. I like to have the situation in my mind so that I can prepare for that situation, not just the micro parts of it. You know what I mean? Because you can plan for the zombie apocalypse and you'll never be done planning. You can never have enough or do enough to be prepared for that. So I like to start smaller.
I agree, because you can, get MREs. They're not insanely heavy. Mountain house would probably cause a problem because you need water. Oh, the MMS is great.
Yeah, it's great. It works extremely well in the one. Okay, so the first time, because I have the military module sleep system, and the first time I went winter camping, it was cold. It was below freezing, and I went out there and I started fire and I did everything, and I was killing it. I was warm. I was comfortable. I went to bed and I bundled up. I had like my sweatshirt and sweatpants and long underwear and everything, and then I got into that military module sleep system, and I was warm, like I killing it, right? Well, what happened was when I woke up, I was sweating in the middle of the night, so I woke up and I was wet, and inside my bag, I wasn't that wet, but I was sweaty, and inside my bag, I was still warm, like I was hot inside my bag. The issue wasn't getting out of the bag. I froze to the bone. I was so cold. I didn't warm up until I got home. It was horrible.
Yeah.
So you got to be careful. It's a great sleep system, but it works probably better than you think it's going to work. And so you got to make sure that you're venting if necessary.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I froze. I got out of that bag, and it was, I don't know, it was only like 10 or it was in the teens. And I got out of that bag, and I went to change clothes, and it just froze, and I couldn't warm up. It wasn't until I got home, and I took a hot shower, and even the hot shower was like, it like hurt almost. I will never do that again. So yeah, it works very, very well. Just be careful that it doesn't work too well.
You have me who uses the whole system in the spring when it's only gonna get down to 40 degrees.
Yeah. But then again, it's above freezing. And then when we wake up, it's 60 degrees. Yeah. So you don't have to worry about nothing freezing. Because you wake up hot.
Now I do.
No.
Didn't used to.
No. Yeah, so we have the Outdoor Vital sleeping bag and the T&H Outdoor sleeping bag but my favorite's the military module sleep system. It's just so nice. Mm-hmm. Especially having that Gore-Tex outer shell.
Yeah.
Do you have all three bags? Do you have the Gore-Tex, the Patrol, and the intermediate bag, or do you just have one of the three? Because I see a lot of people, they talk about having the MMSS and they only have the Patrol bag and the Gore-Tex Bivy, or they have the intermediate black bag and the Gore-Tex Bivy. They don't have all three.
I didn't even think about that.
Suntan booth. There you go. Everything new in box. That's nice. Super nice. Yep, I like it. She has one. I have one. Thinking about getting another one. But I suppose our hour's up.
I went by really fast.
It went better than I thought. Because like I said, I didn't have anything planned. I've been messing with hoses and water all day long.
Is later better for you guys? Because it seems like we have way more people on than normal.
Everybody's talking a lot more too. It seems like there's a lot more people have more energy to talk. Yeah, it's not fun. Yeah. You're gonna have to let us know if you're watching the replay or if you're nice to chat. Yeah, it is. It's nice. We usually go live at noon, and we usually get 1 or 2 people in the chat. It's nice having all these people to talk to. Hey, Rich. We're just getting off. We're just signing out. You missed us.
Just about to go eat some food.
Yeah, I'm starving. Dinner time.
Breakfast.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Later's better? Yeah, I think later is better. Mm-hmm. Gives me more time to prep for it too.
For sure. So
last Sunday of the month. We're gonna start later, I think. Evening is definitely better.
Yeah. Here and later. So we'll definitely be probably moving live streams to 6.
Yeah. I think 6 is a good time. So yeah. So you're the first to know. Live streams last Sunday of every month, 6 o'clock, starting now.
New time.
Yeah, completely by accident, but it's definitely a lot better. It's better for everybody, it looks like.
Yeah. You guys have a great day, and thank you for hanging out with us.
Yeah, it was lots of fun. I always have fun hanging out with you guys, and I can't wait to see you guys all next month, and hopefully the flooding will be done, and I can have something planned for us to talk about that'll actually be fun. Adapt and overcome, yep. Yes. All right, I suppose. Thank you all so much. I appreciate every single one of you, and I can't wait to do this again.